Ty going to be respecting a potential gunk shot and we get baited. However, the opponent's got Quagsire in the back, and if the opponent don't know about the moveset, my god, are they about to find out. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Spice Zone. Shout out to my boy Boyghost for that quote. But today we're taking a look at XL Swadloon. Is it any good? On paper, probably not. PvPokes ranked it well below 400. However, due to its bug grass typing, it will be resisting counter and will be very dominant against common water types such as Lantern, Quagsire and Swampert. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game 1, it wouldn't be the home of Shadow Pokemon unless we're featuring a Shadow Pokemon, and Dragonite absolutely does not want to see a Alolan Ninetales. We see the save switch into Swadloon and the opponent sends out Metachan. The opponent probably not too familiar with this Pokemon, and let's not kid ourselves, who the heck runs XL Swadloon? So they decided to send out the basic fighter known as Metachan. You can see Swadloon so thick. Due to us resisting counter, this bulky little bug tanked 2 super effective Ice Punch and managed to gain itself shield advantage. We come into Dragonite, look for the farm down. Unfortunately, we don't get it. Ty is going to be forced to shield up the double super effective Ice Punch. We almost leave at the superpower back out. Comes Ninetales and Ty is not baiting. We go for the superpower. Superpower rocks the Ninetales. We look to snipe with Lickitung and it's Galarian Stunfisk in the back. The opponent running a full basic bitch meta team. However, in fairness, Lickitung pretty meta and pretty bulky. It's the battle of the thick boys. The opponent correctly shields up the Power Whip Ty. Calling the opponent goes for the Rock Slide bait and they full send the Earthquake. Licky, too thicky, tanks that fairly well, returns fire. With the Power Whip number 2, this gets Stunfisk into the yellow. Ty still hanging on to 1 Protect Shield. Do we finally see it deployed here? Ty correctly shields up the Earthquake. Switch timer pops up. The opponent settles for a Rock Slide. Rock Slide will not be KOing. We now see the pivot into Dragonite. The opponent sends back out Ninetales. They charm down. Licky too thicky. Gets the lick down. Back out comes Stunfisk. And it's going to be met with the Power Whip. And despite a dreadful lead, we're off to a 1-0 start. GG's and thanks for playing. In the next battle, it's Shadow on Shadow Crime. Dragonite going to tear through Shadow Charizard with the Dragon Breath. However, we do have to respect the Dragon Claw. Looking at Charizard's health, we might be able to Dragon Breath farm all the way down. Does the opponent make the second claw? They do not. Dragonite now absolutely loaded. The opponent sends out Metachan and Metachan is going to be met with the wrath of this mighty dragon. Dragon Claw lands. Ty then banks the remaining energy, pivots out into Swadloon. We've already seen this. The little bug is very thick. The opponent full sends the Psychic. We tank that remaining in the green. Ty then over farms, firing off the Silver Wind. Silver Wind will be knocking out or forcing a shield. The opponent does commit that shield. And Ty looks like he's very happy with the work Swadloon's put in. The opponent fires off the Ice Punch, securing the knockout. Metachan now deep in the red. Licky too thicky comes in, looking for the lick farm down. And the opponent says, fuck that, I'm out of here. Moving on to the next one. Dragonite into Deoxys. We do resist the counters. However, Dragonite made of absolute paper is going to have to respect the Psycho Boost. The opponent goes for the boost and dip. Then they send out Umbreon. Umbreon isn't going to appreciate the super. Does the opponent respect the damage? Yes, they do. They commit a shield. Ty now sends out his bug to meet this Umbreon. This is going to be the battle of the thick boys. The opponent probably doesn't realise just how bulky Swadloon is. They fire off the foul play. Swadloon tanks that fairly well. The opponent fires off one more and Swadloon says, come on, champ, keep bringing it. We can tank these for days. Ty over farming, knowing he survives one more foul play. We're now deep in the red. Ty fires off the Silver Wind. Silver Wind does secure the knockout. We're on minimal HP. Back out comes Deoxys looking for the counter farm down. But Swadloon still not done. Fires off one more Silver Wind and gets Deoxys deep in the red. Ty now sends out Lickitung to do what Lickitung does best and absorb damage. The opponent goes to the Psycho Boost and dip. We see the Simul swap and again it's a Charmer. Dragonite going to get torn apart by the charms. However, we make the super, which rocks the Ninetales. Lickitung now coming in. Can we lick down before they make the Weather Boy? Looks like we can, and the opponent concedes the match. In the next battle, we see the buffed Quagsire in the lead. The opponent pivots out into Altaria. We do some nice Dragon Breath chip damage. Now send out Lickitung. That chip damage was vital, as this does now mean we're easily going to be able to maintain switch. You can see just how thick Lickitung is. My god. I personally pretty much use exclusively Shadow Pokemon. I'm not used to seeing this bulk. We land the Body Slam. Tai can tank one more sky attack, however he wants to keep Licky too thicky fairly healthy. We commit to the lick farm down Quagsire, can't return as we've got that power whip coverage. The opponent forced to show their third, which is Dragalge. We fire off the body slam, force some chip damage. We then see the wham bam combo play. Tai serving up that two-piece combo, the Big Mac and the fries. Dragonclaw draws a shield on the CMP. Tai allows Dragonite to go down. Tai will now be switch locked, however we send back out Licky too thicky. Baby girl makes her feature as always, sending Tai a Snapchat. However, he's not distracted. We draw the final shield with the body slam. It's now all down to Swadloon. This Dragalge does have access to Gunk Shot. Is Tai going to respect it? We get baited with the Aqua Tail. The opponent then sends out Quagsire. Swadloon, pretty spicy. So if the opponent don't know the moveset, my god, are they about to find out? Energy Ball does return them to their Pokeball. Back out comes Dragalge and we Bug Bite down for the dub. Yikes, huge core breaker. Dragonite into Sand Slash. The opponent gonna be reaching the double super effective Ice Punch. We see the instant shield. Sand Slash does resist Dragon Breath due to the sub-steel typing, but my god, Dragon Breath keeping pace with the Shadow Claws. Tai now down 2 shields. The opponent then sends out Altaria looking for the snipe. Tai fires off the Dragon Claw, looking to get a shield back. The opponent lets it go, and here comes Licky too thicky. Tai has no protect shields remaining, however Lickitung does operate usually the 3rd, 4th and 5th shield. We tank the sky attack. Tai looking for the lick farm down and we get it. If Sand Slash does return, Licky, if it wasn't already thick enough, will be double resisting the Shadow Claws. So the opponent chooses to come out into Haxorus. Haxorus so glassy. They shield up the first body slam, but Lickitung has plenty more of where that comes from. The second body slam does land. Haxorus now commits to the counter farm down. And I've just realised this is the second battle in a row where someone's running double dragon. Very spicy. Swadloon again shows its bulk. Haxorus has a 6 million attack stat, but we tank that breaking swipe fairly well. Speaking of tanking, we tank the super effective Ice Punch. Tai makes the silver win. Do we see the final shield here? Yes, we do. Again, we see the wham bam combo play. Superpower will be returning Sand Slash to their Pokeball. However, Haxorus comes in, gets the counter farm down. Can we Bug Bite down? No, the opponent makes the breaking swipe, and that is going to be all she wrote. Moving on to the next one. Shadow Dragonite into Obstagoon. The opponent did attempt to catch a superpower onto a Azumarill. Tai chooses to farm up a boatload of energy and now send out Dewgong. Dewgong has replaced Licky too thicky for the remaining battles left in this video. However, it operates pretty much the same way. It's really thick and pretty annoying. We've got access to Icy Wind and now this season Drill Run. You can see Tai shield up the first move, which is the correct play if you want to maintain alignment. As after getting off the Icy Wind, the subsequent moves coming from the Azumarill are going to do less damage. Tai now fires off the Drill Run, landing for decent neutral damage. The opponent fires off another Play Rough. Tai then comes into Dragonite, fires off the Dragon Claw. This is resisted. Won't be enough to knock out, however, if the opponent stays in. We will be able to Dragon Breath farm down. The opponent gives us the farm down and send out what I think is Venusaur. Grass Poison? What the heck is that? The opponent is running a Razor Leaf Gloom. Well, apparently someone else is in the Spice Zone. Gloom commits both Protect Shields on the Dragon Claws. The opponent attempts to resist it. Razor Leaf farm down, and that certainly isn't the play, as both Dragon and Flying do resist Grass. The opponent now putting all their hopes and dreams on the back of Obstagoon. The opponent fires off the Cross Chop, and High Obstagoon meets Swadloon. Apparently this opponent doesn't know their typing, as they fired off a Cross Chop at the Dragonite. You definitely should go for the Night Slash. Both would knock out, however they should fish for the boost. They didn't get the boost and we take the dub. Moving on to the next battle, we see a Kentucky Fried Chicken, Bird of Death. These have got to be much earlier battles than the ones we saw at the start of the video. As you can see, opponents aren't running optimal movesets. So I shield up the Flame Charge. The opponent now sends out Umbreon, and Umbreon is going to be met with a Superpower. Superpower goes unshielded, and holy smokes, Umbreon, super thick but gets rocked deep into the red. We can now send out Swadloon, looking for the farm down. Tai stops attacking, very high IQ play there. So Tai obviously doesn't want to get farmed down by the Talonflame, so he allows Umbreon to get off a charge move back out. Comes Talonflame, Tai fires off the Silver Wind, Silverwind is resisted. Does the opponent know that? The opponent commits a shield. Ty now sends out the bulky Dewgong to absorb some damage. The opponent goes for the flame charge, which is neutral, however doesn't do too much damage. And oh hi Empoleon, if you didn't get this memo about the update, eat a drill run lands, getting Empoleon into the yellow and stay in school, kids. Learn to count Ty, flexing his knowledge, catching the resisted Hydro Cannon on Dragonite. Even resisted, it still knocks out Ty now over farms, fires off one before the opponent makes the next charge move. Drill Run returns Empoleon to their Pokeball, back out comes Talonflame, and we're going to go for one more BM Drill Run for another impressive dub. GG's. In the next battle, we see yet more Shadow on Shadow crime. However, typing advantage in our favour. We see the instant pivot into Jellicent. Ty tearing through this jellyfish with the Dragon Breath. We fire off the Dragon Claw, forcing a shield, and now here comes Dewgong. These battles are out of order, and you can see this must have been the very first battle Ty used his Dewgong with, as we haven't actually got Drill Run yet. We've got Icy Wind and Water Pulse, and this is pretty much why Dewgong fell out of the meta, as stuff like Jellicent completely wall this. Drill Run does now allow us to hit this thing for neutral. However, as we chip them, Ty easily survives 2 Shadow Balls. We fire off the Icy Wind on the CMP, we lose CMP. Ty doesn't need switch, as we've got 2 things that do resist counter. Ty comes into Swadloon, gets the Bug Bite farm down. Back out comes Shadow Machamp that's got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Ty going straight for the Energy Ball. The opponent doesn't respect it. We near one shot, we snipe with the Dragon Breath, and the opponent's got Drifblim in the back. Holy smokes, this balloon is getting popped. Dragon Breath already got it down to around 50% HP. The opponent commits a shield. Ty still has 2 Protect Shields remaining. We shield up the Icy Wind. However, no debuff is going to be saving this balloon. Ty looking for the Dragon Breath farm down. Going to be investing his final Protect Shield here. Drifblim realises the game's over, and that is going to be all she wrote. So a huge thank you to my good friend Ty for an incredibly spicy battle submission. I know he's been grinding this thing for like 8-10 months to try and excel it, and to be honest, despite its really low ranking, it operated really well. So if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you like your battles featured on my channel, a link to my battle submission form is down below. When you're watching this, Ultra League probably is here. I am a bit slow on uploads as I was on holiday. However, you want to be sticking around because I've got an XL Shadow Drifblim and an XL Shadow Alolan Sandslash, 2 Pokemon that are super expensive to build and have been buffed. So if you want to see them in action, I will be bringing them videos. So as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.